I'm like legitimately, like my legs are sweating, like everything, like it's awful, and she's fine. Isn't that weird?
Something terrifying happened to Abby and Brittany, the famous conjoined twins who shared every single moment of their lives together.
It's so weird. And our hands, sometimes, not right now, but a lot of times our hands are different temperatures.
But not all of those moments were beautiful. They've faced challenges beyond what anyone could fathom. But recent events reveal something even more shocking. Let us dive into their story and uncover the hidden truths, a truth that might just change everything you thought you knew about their lives. A complex dynamic. Abby and Brittany Hensel, conjoined twins born in Minnesota on March 7, 1990, have lived a life unlike any other. The world first met these unique sisters as they began a journey that was both inspiring and, at times, deeply unsettling. Born with two heads but one body, they are classified as dicephalic parapagus twins, meaning they share most of their anatomy while controlling different halves. Abby manages the right side, Brittany the left. Their life is a careful dance of coordination that would challenge even the most agile and determined of us. But what lies beneath their brave smiles is more complex and at times much darker.
I was expecting one child. They were telling me that when they were trying to pull them out, they felt an arm, and then they felt another arm, and then they felt what they thought was another arm. And then with pulling them out, they realized that they were conjoined twins.
Their first moments of life were an uncertain battle for survival. Doctors weren't sure if the sisters would make it. Their parents faced the hardest decision: attempt a separation surgery, which had an extremely high risk of fatality, or let them grow together as one. They chose life together, deciding that risking the unknown was better than the near certainty of losing one or both of their beloved daughters. In many ways, it was a miracle. Abby and Brittany survived, and they thrived, moving through their early childhoods with a kind of resilience that seemed almost superhuman. At 6 years old, the twins entered the public eye when they appeared on The Oprah Winfrey Show. It was a moment that turned them into a symbol of hope for many, but also left them vulnerable to the insatiable curiosity of the public. From then on, their every move was watched, documented, and discussed. The twins were featured in documentaries like Joined for Life, and eventually they starred in their own series on TLC. The world got a front row seat to their remarkable coordination, watching as they learned to walk, swim, ride bikes, and even clap in perfect harmony. But behind the cameras, they faced struggles that went beyond mere physical coordination. Throughout their lives, Abby and Brittany have faced countless challenges, not just in terms of their physical abilities, but in terms of the unrelenting scrutiny of those around them.
When they started driving, I was a little bit worried, thinking that they actually talk too much while they're driving, so it kind of made me nervous.
As children, they were simply marvels of nature, an inspiration. As they grew older, people wanted to know more intimate details. The fascination shifted from innocent admiration to something more invasive. Questions about their personal lives, their emotions, their bodies, and eventually their relationships began to surface. It was as though their existence wasn't simply their own. It belonged to anyone who was curious enough to ask. Despite the challenges, the twins chose to live as normal a life as possible. They went to college, graduated, and pursued a career in education. Becoming fifth-grade teachers in Minnesota was a huge achievement, proof that they weren't just surviving, they were thriving. The classroom became their haven, a place where they weren't just conjoined twins, but respected professionals who shaped young minds. Yet even here, they couldn't completely escape the public gaze. Each twin controls one half of their body. Abby writes with her right hand, Brittany with her left. Watching them work together to do something as simple as writing on the chalkboard fascinated people. But it also reminded them that they could never just be ordinary. One of the most shocking turns in their life came in 2021, when Abby got married. Abby's marriage to Josh Bowling, a U.S. Army veteran, sent shockwaves through social media. The concept was difficult for many to grasp. After all, Abby and Brittany share a body, but Brittany wasn't part of the marriage. It was a dynamic that few could understand, and it led to a barrage of questions, many of them cruel. People speculated about their personal lives in ways that were deeply insensitive. asking questions that were intrusive at best and dehumanizing at worst. But the twins were resilient, as always. Abby responded to the critics with defiance. "If you don't like what I do but watch everything I'm doing, you're still a fan." It was a statement that spoke to their strength, but also to the burden they carried, the burden of being human spectacles. This marriage raised so many questions that were hard to answer. How could Abby marry while Brittany remained, by necessity, so intimately close? It was a challenge not just physically, but emotionally. Brittany, too, had her own hopes and dreams, her own ideas of what life should be. The decision to marry was Abby's alone, but the consequences were something they both had to live with. It was a reminder of the sacrifices that come with sharing a body, of the emotional weight they both must carry, not always equally. Their story is not without its dangers. Being conjoined means that the health of one twin directly affects the other.
Brittany. Easygoing, easy to talk to, but is finding out that she's got a mind of her own also,
Do you mind?
where she's pulling control every now and then.
Illness is a shared threat, and every cold, every infection, every potential health scare must be taken with double the seriousness. They have lived their lives always aware of the risks, the potential for something to go wrong, and yet they face each day with courage that is awe-inspiring. But even the bravest souls have their limits. What would happen if one twin became seriously ill? What if the worst were to occur? In recent years, the twins have spoken about wanting privacy, a chance to live without the constant gaze of the world watching their every move. They have asked for understanding, for people to let them live their lives without the endless questions, the stares, the judgments. But it hasn't been easy. The fascination remains, and so do the challenges that come with living a life so deeply intertwined. The public's curiosity is endless, and for Abby and Brittany, it can feel like there is no escape. They have faced backlash and admiration, love and hate, all for the simple act of living, of existing in a way that defies the norms. Their lives are not just a testament to human resilience, but also a reflection of our own curiosity, sometimes uplifting, sometimes dark. The world has seen them as inspirations, as curiosities, and sometimes as objects of cruel fascination. But above all, Abby and Brittany have shown us what it means to live, truly live, against all odds. Tune in as we continue to uncover the incredible journey of these two remarkable women, a journey filled with triumph, tragedy, and questions that still have no easy answers. Abby and Brittany thrive as preschool teachers. After high school, they went to Bethel University in Minnesota, ready to face new challenges with the same determination they've always shown. They wanted to become teachers, driven by a love for helping others. At university, they took part in both social and academic activities and thrived in their new environment. Throughout their lives, they have shown that even with physical limitations, it's possible to live a meaningful and fulfilling life. Their story highlights their journey as individuals working toward a normal life, inspiring others to look beyond appearances and recognize their unique personalities and dreams. But college wasn't the end of their journey. After finishing their studies, they started working as preschool teachers, sharing the same classroom where both of their personalities shone. One, with her energetic and outgoing nature, was great at explaining things and connecting with the kids. The other brought a calm and caring touch, making her a favorite in the classroom.
I would not hesitate in a minute to put them in the classroom and hire them.
Group 3. You're gonna get 3 points. And I would like you to go out for recess.
Some of the uniqueness will be in terms of contracts. Is it 1 contract? Is it 2 contracts?
Together, they taught subjects like science and math, quickly becoming well-loved by their students and fellow teachers. For them, teaching wasn't just about the lessons. It was about teaching values like respect, hard work, and teamwork. But their jobs came with some physical challenges, like standing for long hours and managing a busy classroom. Over time, they found ways to handle these issues, letting them keep doing what they love. But their story isn't just about teaching. They have influenced many young lives, showing their deep dedication to their work. Over the years, how the public views them has changed. Once known for their physical condition, they're now respected for their impact as teachers. Their commitment to living full, Meaningful Lives has inspired many, proving that they are much more than a medical case. They are valued educators and individuals with their own identities. People frequently express curiosity about personal subjects such as marriage and having children. Abby and Brittany Hensel have consistently been transparent in discussing these aspects of their lives with the public. This transparency demonstrates their willingness to share intimate details of their personal experiences with others. They engage in open discussions, showcasing their readiness to reveal parts of their private lives, which enhances public understanding and fosters a deeper connection with their audience. Through their candidness, they not only satisfy public curiosity, but also contribute to broader conversations about personal life decisions. They, famous twin sisters, have become symbols of strength and happiness. Through various documentaries and interviews, they've shown the world that there's much more to them than being conjoined twins. Films like Joined for Life and their own series show their journey from childhood to adulthood, highlighting their close bond and bravery in overcoming challenges. Their fame isn't just because they are conjoined, a rare condition, but because of how well they've thrived despite it. Their life story helps change how people see physical challenges.
For licensure, they applied as two separate people, and they'll both have their own teaching license. But obviously, they have to have a job where they can physically be in the same space.
Showing that joy and a meaningful life are possible even with tough obstacles. Many people admire them not only for their independence, but also for how they've created a life full of purpose and dreams. Every time they appear on TV or in an interview, they change how people think, not just about conjoined twins, but about disabilities in general. Their willingness to share their story inspires others, showing that happiness and success can be achieved, no matter what physical or social barriers might be in the way. Their personal story has become a powerful reminder of what determination and strength can achieve. By continuing to share their lives, they help others understand what it's like to live as conjoined twins. They advocate for people with disabilities, focusing on abilities rather than limitations. Their goal is to create more understanding and push for a more inclusive world. But that's not the full story. Their impact has extended far beyond those who watch their documentaries or read about them. Their influence has spread to many more people, touching lives in unexpected ways. They have become symbols of determination and hope, showing others what is possible when faced with unique challenges. Their ambition and strong sense of purpose have inspired not only those in the disability community, but also anyone who hears their story. Their advocacy for greater awareness and inclusion for people with disabilities has sparked conversations in schools, workplaces, and communities around the world. Their passion for life and refusal to be limited by their physical condition have motivated many to think differently about their own challenges and to work harder toward their goals.
I like hats, and I like different color hair, like pink and purple, and gold hats and gold purses and weird earrings and stuff like that.
People who work with individuals with disabilities like teachers, caregivers, and specialists often use their experiences as powerful examples in their lessons, counseling, and workshops. Their life stories help show what it means to push through challenges and embrace diversity. They are more than just subjects of public interest. They play an active role in telling their own story. They share their successes and struggles, but also make sure to keep some parts of their lives private. By doing this, they control how others see them, and they encourage others in similar situations to take charge of their own stories. Their openness has inspired many others with disabilities to share their experiences too. This has created a bigger and more varied conversation about what it's like to live with a disability. It's important because it helps communities understand and feel empathy, breaking down fears and wrong ideas about disabilities and physical differences. But it doesn't stop there. They use their public presence to talk at schools, conferences, and through different types of media about the importance of making environments more accessible. They push for better infrastructure, smarter policies, and stronger support systems for people with disabilities. Their advocacy isn't just about awareness. It's about real change that improves lives. Their journey also shines a light on the importance of family and community. They often talk about how their loved ones have been a major source of strength. They credit their family, friends, and support network with helping them achieve their goals and manage their unique situation. This part of their story is not just inspiring, It's practical advice for families going through similar challenges, offering hope and strategies for supporting their loved ones. But the story doesn't end here. Through everything they do, they continue to educate people about living as conjoined twins, and more broadly, about the possibilities for people with disabilities. Their lives remind us of the power of persistence, community, and personal goals, no matter the challenges. As they share their experiences, they remain key figures in the conversation about disability, acceptance, and living a fulfilling life despite physical limitations. Their lives are inspiring, but their medical challenges are tough. Let's see what they face. The medical challenges conjoined twins face. Conjoined twins like them are extremely rare. It happens when a single fertilized egg, which is supposed to split into two separate identical twins, doesn't completely divide in the early stages of pregnancy. If this process is delayed, the twins stay attached. This is a very unusual event, occurring in about 1 out of every 50,000 to 200,000 births. Sadly, many conjoined twins don't survive long after birth because of the complexities of their condition. There are different types of conjoined twins, and the way they are joined plays a big role in their survival and quality of life. For example, thoracopagus twins are joined at the chest and may share vital organs like the heart or liver, making separation surgery very difficult. Omphalopagus twins, another common type, are connected at the abdomen and usually share a liver but have separate hearts, which improves their chances slightly. Then there are craniopagus twins, who are joined at the head, bringing a whole different set of challenges. Conjoined twins are a rare and complex medical condition because they share parts of their bodies, like brains or blood vessels. The success of surgeries to separate them depends a lot on how they are connected. For example, twins who are joined at the pelvis, called ischiopagus, often share intestines or sometimes even limbs, making everyday tasks and movement harder. On the other hand, twins joined at the lower back, known as pygopagus, may share parts of their digestive systems or spine.
When I went into the hospital, I was expecting one child. They were telling me that when they were trying to pull them out, they felt an arm, and then they felt another arm, and then they felt what they thought was another arm. And then with pulling them out, they realized that they were conjoined twins.
But they often have better chances for a successful surgery. The chances of survival for conjoined twins really depend on where they are connected. Twins joined at the abdomen have a survival rate of up to 82%, while those joined at the pelvis have around 63%. The most challenging cases are twins joined at the chest or head because the surgeries are much more complicated. Doctors can detect conjoined twins early in pregnancy, sometimes as soon as 12 weeks, by using ultrasound or MRI scans. These scans help the medical team understand where the twins are connected and what organs they share, which is key information if surgery is being considered. When thinking about surgery, doctors have to carefully consider the risks, the organs involved, and what life will be like for the twins after surgery. Sometimes, if the twins are in immediate danger, surgery is needed right away. But surgery isn't always an option. In cases where separating the twins is not possible, many conjoined twins learn to live with their condition and lead happy lives. A famous example is the Siamese twins, Chang and Eng Bunker, who lived in the 19th century. They traveled the world and lived fulfilling lives in the U.S., showing that being conjoined doesn't always prevent someone from living a meaningful life. Even with modern medical advancements, doctors still don't fully understand why conjoined twins happen. It may be because an embryo doesn't fully split into two,
but the medial lung on both sides seems to be fused in the middle, and that may be as one would expect. So it's consistent with an increasing degree of fusion as one moves down the body.
Or possibly two embryos fused together early in development. What is clear, though, is that all conjoined twins come from a single fertilized egg. Carrying conjoined twins is very hard on the mother. Most of the time, the babies are born early, and a cesarean section is needed. After birth, conjoined twins need special care, and if doctors think separation surgery is possible, they usually wait a few months so the babies can get stronger. These surgeries are very complicated and often happen in several stages to make sure both twins can live independent lives. The decision about whether to separate conjoined twins is one of the most difficult choices doctors and families must face. This choice becomes even more complicated when there is a significant risk to the health or survival of one or both of the twins during surgery. If the twins remain conjoined, they may face many challenges that are specific to their situation, including medical and social difficulties. However, staying together also allows them to live in ways that are completely different from others, forming bonds that are deeply unique. Their experiences, though complex, can become special and personal in ways that only they can fully understand, giving them connections and relationships that others may never know. Conjoined twins experience many difficulties that affect their health, emotions, and the ethical decisions surrounding their care. Despite these challenges, with proper medical attention and ongoing advancements in the field, many conjoined twins are able to live longer and more satisfying lives. Continued scientific study is important, as it can help provide a deeper understanding of this rare condition and lead to better support for those living with it. These unique medical cases serve as a reminder of the different factors that can influence a person's life before they are even born, altering their journey in ways that cannot be anticipated. What if Abby and Brittany's journey leads them to a decision that could change everything they've ever known? Let us know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.